This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Mosaic, a daily news program from Link TV, presents a selection of news reports from independent and state-controlled broadcasters from throughout the Middle East.
The United Nations Security General Kofi Annan held a series of talks in Beirut with the Lebanese Prime Minister Fuad al-Senyoura. Annan discussed with Lebanese officials the deployment of international forces in southern Lebanon and other issues. He said that it was critical that he personally visits Lebanon to discuss with Lebanese officials the period following the war.
The UN Secretary General Kofi Annan discussed with Lebanese officials the role and duty of the 15,000 UN troops expected to be deployed in southern Lebanon. The UN Resolution 1701 calls on the international community to send the troops to Lebanon in order to reinforce the 2,000 UN peacekeeping forces already there.
It was very critical that I personally come to Lebanon to discuss with the Lebanese government the effects of war and the measures we must take to implement United Nations resolutions.
Upon his arrival in Beirut, Anan held a series of talks with the Lebanese Prime Minister Fuad al-Senyoura and other officials. It is expected that the talks will be focused on lifting the Israeli air and sea siege imposed in Lebanon. Having said that, Israel refuses to lift the siege against Lebanon until the international forces are fully deployed in Lebanon. Meanwhile, Tel Aviv allows arriving and departing commercial flights in and out of Beirut via the Jordanian capital Amman after going through inspection. Israel also calls on the deployment of international forces along the 375 kilometers stretch of the Syrian-Lebanese borders to block the smuggling of weapons to Hezbollah. However, in a press conference, the Syrian President Assad said that the deployment of international troops along his country's borders is an anti-Syrian move, and he vowed to close the borders with Lebanon should this plan be implemented. The UN Resolution 1701 does not specifically call on the deployment of international forces along the Syrian-Lebanese borders. However, it calls on the UNIFIL to help the Lebanese government secure its borders if Beirut